Hello. Who here, just a few good questions. Who here likes farming? Yeah, that's about right. Who here likes plants? Yeah, that's about a little more than expected. Okay, so about me, my name is Gavin. I've been in the engineering department for quite long. I've been in CAD in 9th grade, I went to engineering design in 10th grade, and I am currently at manufacturing at CCSC. That's pretty fun, just taking the class. And I also got my CSWA, my CSWP, and all my CSWPAs except for my surfacing one, which I'll touch on later. And then I want to go to CSU for mechanical design, or mechanical engineering, I'm sorry. So my inspiration for this project is my sister has one of these little, like, self-watering succulent plants at her house. And I also saw our crappy garden at our house that never could grow anything. And I thought that'd be cool if I could grow like actual stuff using this. And that's how basically it started. And also I'm at my grandma's a lot and she grows stuff. Oh, whoops. And that's also where I get interested in. Like I actually like farming from that and it's pretty interesting. So my goal for this project was this is a typical hydroponic system. My goal was to automate this part. This is the nutrient part. And most hydroponics farms do not. You have to manually add all this fertilizer every time it runs low, but you can't really tell a whole lot. You have to time it. It's just a pain. So that was my goal for this project. So my project objectives. So my project, I finished a long-term project. So I am very bad at doing this. I'm a very big procrastinator, as some of you may know, especially you. Okay. So I also need to improve my public speaking skills. Sorry, that's a bit ironic. Okay, my other goal is to gain my CSWE, and yeah, that's a big rip right there. And so I also want to get a good credential for a future job, and I don't know how many people will be interested in farming, so who knows about that. So, and I also want to diversify my skill set. So because I am mainly just engineering and I don't touch on maybe like biology and stuff, and this is a combination of both, really. So I wanted to explore new things. So I also wanted to gain a better understanding of plants and gardening techniques. Because I didn't realize this even existed before this year started. All I saw was my sister's thing, and I thought, how does that work without soil? And I was like, dang, that's why I do that. So this is what I'm doing. My original timeline, I was way too ambitious. I don't even know what I was doing here. Like many others, they put way too much stuff on this. So I didn't realize we were going to have presentations throughout the year. I didn't realize we were going to do class stuff. So that took like a good few months, some of it. So this didn't take up this didn't incorporate any of that. So that was a big no-no. So this is my mid-year. So this is, as you can see, it's skimmed down on basically everything out there. So yeah, like I kind of incorporated like the mid-year stuff in here, or like the presentations, but still like I was just kind of behind at that point in the year, and I just need to cut down a lot of stuff. I need to keep it more simple. There's a lot of stuff I didn't know. I didn't know how to program. Now you can see this. I want to do Arduino, and I didn't know anything about Arduino. I didn't know programming, and I can't do that. I know some of you guys can. Most everyone in here is a programmer, so yeah. I thought I could do that. So no. So yeah, it skipped down a lot. And then this is my final one. As you can see, it's a lot shorter, and the main reason for that is half of it was research and half of it was actually constructing anything. I didn't expect the farm to actually take that long. It took me a good month and a half to 2 months, and I thought it'd take maybe a week or two, and it did not. Because I was hauling this thing in my tiny Ford Fusion, all the parts back and forth from my house every other day. You can imagine the pain that was. It was a pain just getting in this classroom. So yeah, that was not fun. So I also adjusted my date lengths. So yeah, you can see I drastically changed my construction. It's a good month there, but that's still even like lowballing it. It's probably a good 2 months. So, yeah, that's that. And then this is my logo. So, as you can see, I was in graphic design for 3 years, and I quite enjoyed it. And this is what I kind of got out of it. This is like something I thought I was really proud of. So, as you can see, it looks like a sideways water droplet that's green and blue, and it's a gradient. So the green represents plants, the blue represents water, and it's meant to be a transition from water to plant. And I have two logos. This one's a more simplified one, and this one's my my combination of my logo and my company name. And yeah, I'm just very like this is probably what I'm most impressed about. I'm not gonna lie. So my advisory committee, sadly, most of them are not here except Ryan and George. Where are they? I don't even know. There's George. So my expert advisor is Mr. Pembroke, and some of you in this class, AP, you should take that class, it's pretty fun. And we learned about hydroponics in there too. I didn't expect that, so he helped me a lot. I didn't think I didn't know anyone except Gavin knows anything about farming, especially new techniques farming, especially this. So I'm grateful I actually knew him. If I didn't, I'd be screwed. So he helped me address him up, and also Luke helped me quite a bit too. He helped me kind of construct it. He helped me he just helped me with motivation a whole lot. And George, I don't know what he's doing up there. Ryan also, I don't even know where he is. Okay, my research. So I separated my research into 5 main different things. So I got hydroponics research, my automation research, materials research, SolidWorks, model and design, and my SolidWorks certification. So first, my hydroponics research. This is it's kind of interesting, it's farming. So all basic hydroponic systems include, I just kind of explain this, they don't include soil. They just include water and a medium. For my medium, I use, I'll get to that later, and basic ones include a medium, a reservoir, a source of light, and a growth rate, and that's it. Net pots, they're kind of optional in basic ones, so more advanced hydroponic systems include water pumps and air stones, and as you can tell, I include one of those. I don't include an air stone because Mr. Pembroke advised I don't even need it because the pump will just aerate itself. So, yep. And then different types of hydroponic systems. So as you can see, there's 6 different types up here. There's way more than that. These are just the main 6 types. So I chose NFT. Yeah, I know. I've got a few compliments on that one. It's kind of the precursor to that, if you'd like to say. And this one is actually best for leafy greens, and it's best for long-rooted plants. You obviously can't grow carrots in this because that's one root, and it can't grow through plastic. Hopefully not. So I already said this, but I disregard the air pump, and that's basically every one of these. So he just said he didn't need it, and I trust him with a lot of this. And this is my design inspiration. So I looked at hydroponic systems on the internet, and I got a multitude of different things. Some of this stuff is crazy, as you can see, like this. This would take a long time to make. This would also take. This is pre-built, but still take a long time to build and use. This one I kind of like a whole lot because it's kind of represents mine, as you can kind of see. This one's wraps around though. So that's where I got my design inspiration. I mainly use this one. And you'll see, I kind of drew inspiration from these two a little bit. You'll see. So this is where I made my model SolidWorks. So I like to call it the S model, as you can pretty much see because it's an S. So it's just a loop around, and this can hold 21 plants. And then this is the first one. This is one I was just trying to get a model done, and I didn't realize. And then I also made this. This one's a bunch of. This is 6 of these, and that can hold 6 times 21, so 100, more than 100 plants, so that's a lot. Way more than anyone needs, so I just didn't do this one. It takes way too much time and way too much money, which I do not have. So this is my final model. As you can see, it pretty represents this one up here. And this one, the first one, it was meant to be leaned up against a wall, and I didn't realize water weighs a lot. Who knew? So my advisor suggested I actually add stands because it may just slip over from the weight of the water. So I did that. And then I also realized that water just dripping straight down is not a good idea because it can go wherever it wants, water. So I added a L bracket right here. L turn right here, and that's, as you can see right there. And it also added stability, because the first one, it was just going to be zip tied. And I don't know if you guys know zip ties, but they like to slip, and they're not that good. I broke about 20 of these just trying to get this. There's like 6 on there. So, yeah. So, material research. So, materials cost a lot, surprisingly. Who knew PVC was that expensive? I didn't. So, I changed PVC to corrugated pipe, and that's like a third of the price. And I thank God, because I wouldn't want to spend $300 on a farm. And I don't think anyone else was. So, I got L brackets, I got end caps, I got this 10-foot corrugated pipe instead of PVC pipe, and I got 2x4 by 8 foot. And my dad, since he's a kind of stickler for money, he just found this one that's been under his car for like 20 years. He wanted to use that because he wanted to save money. So this would make look a little bit better if he wasn't such a stickler. So even more, so this is what goes in the net pots. You got the clay pebbles, as everyone thinks are Cocoa Puffs for some reason. They like to chew on. It's like a tooth maybe, I don't know. So these are the net pots. Those are also pretty cool. And then this is the rock bowl. So this stuff's actually made from rocks. That's where you put your seed in. And this is all from Amazon and Home Depot. So pretty easy to get. And this is probably where I maybe would change a little bit, not a whole lot. Because the water pump, it's a little bit overkill. It's 1,150 gallons per hour, which is quite a bit of gallons. As some people saw when I was up there, it was just going crazy on some of the pots and not on others. So, yeah. And then you got the pipe, or you got the tubing that goes with it, of course. So here you got even more stuff. This is the boring stuff. Sorry. You got the water tank right there, which is just a storage bin that I got from Home Depot. And you got L brackets. If you didn't have those, this thing would just collapse. Thank God those exist. And you got zip ties, and these are pretty crappy. They're like $10, and I broke like half of them just trying to get this. So this is a flow simulation. So I did this after I got my pump, and I didn't realize my pump was going to be way overkill because my teacher has a smaller pump that's about half the size, and I knew that was going to be a little way underkill, and I couldn't find anything in between these two. So here's the overkill or underkill, and I thought it was about a little overkill. So I chose this one. As you can see, it is a little crazy. It goes all the way, it jumps everywhere. So it's, yeah, as you can see, some of the net pots in there are wet, and that's not entirely that good, but it'll do. And I calculated this using just a common like a physics equation. For calculating velocity from flow and area of the pipe, the cross-section area. Since it was 4 inches and 1,150, you get 37.28 millimeters a second, which you can't really put that into, I'll have to show you later, but you can't really put that into demonstration. I don't know, some of you can, but I don't know. Then this is my automation. This is what the main part of my goal was, is to automate the fertilizer part of the farm. So fertilizer, like I said before, like you'd have to dump it in occasionally, you'd have to measure it out occasionally, and you have to do it on a calendar basis, or else your plants will either die from over-fertilization or under-fertilization, and neither are good because no one wants dead plants. And considering some of these plants take 60 days to grow, that's a big waste. So what I got for this was I got a little tiny 5-volt pump right here, a timer outlet, just your common milk jug, another tube, and this fertilizer right here, which you can see right there. And this fertilizer is good for all kind of leafy greens mainly. I got it for like herbs, like lettuce, like basil, all the good stuff. So my takeaways: would allocate more time to construction of my farm, would do more compact farm design, and I was told this in my programming class, and it's called KISS, and it's called Keep It Simple, Stupid. So as I told you, I was trying to program stuff, and I just can't program. As you can ask Mr. Sarnowski from my freshman year, it wasn't good. So I changed all this. This was supposed to be like this was to pump in pH, everything. So I just changed it to this because it's simpler and it does the same job. So why change it? So my final outcomes, I built a fully automated hydroponics farm. Didn't manage to take my SolidWorks exam, which is I'm sad about because I was caught up in other classes work. And they didn't manage to plant the seeds in time. So some of you, I told you, but there's no seeds in here, sadly. There's no plants, obviously. And that I'm going to grow this summer, and hopefully it doesn't screw up, hopefully. And then here's my bibliography. And then I'm also going to show you how it works up here. So this is long enough. So that's new, but as you can see, the water is pumping through the system. And these are the net pots with the clay pebbles in them. And I have the rock. This is the cross section of what's in here. So as you can see, you have the net pots. There's no rock wool in here, sadly, because I didn't manage to grow anything. But there would be rock wool in here if I was growing stuff right now. But as you can see, some of these are wet and some of them are completely dry. And that's one of my main flaws with this. So what you do mainly in this is you put the seeds in this little rock wool, and then you either spray it with a bottle, or in this case it's completely soaked, since that would need to be sprayed. And it will germinate, and the roots will grow down into the pipe down here. And then that was how it gets its water. And since these ones are dry, you kind of need to spray them to get them to start germinating. So, and then that's how it gets its water. It gets its nutrients from this. And this is where you put the fertilizer in here. There's a tiny little pump under here. There's a tiny little pump under here, a 5-volt pump. And then this runs on this timer outlet for once every week for 1 second to get enough fertilizer into this tank to fertilize it. And since the water and the fertilizer is the water circulating constantly, and since the fertilizer is being pumped in weekly, once the roots take hold, you don't need to do anything to it except watch the plants grow. And that's our presentation. Yes?
Did you say 1 second?
Yes, 1 second. This stuff is incredibly potent, and if you were to do even more than that, it would just kill the plants. So you might not want to drink this stuff, even though it looks tasty. Yes?
How do you calculate that 1 second with the fertilizer?
So it's on the back of this. It says 1 teaspoon per gallon. This holds 27 gallons. And so 1 second, and this pump does 60, the tiny little one in here, it does 63 gallons per hour, so a gallon a minute basically. But since it's going up and down, it's a little less than that. So I calculated enough, and it's about roughly there. I was looking at the reviews on Amazon for this stuff, and it was between they didn't follow this stuff, and it was between 1 and 2, 3 tablespoons. And my range was in between there, so that's what I got the calculation from. Anyone else? Yes?
If you want to line up a bunch of these, would it be cost effective, and how much time would it take?
Sorry, what?
If you wanted to line up a bunch of these, would it be cost effective, and how much time would it take to make?
It would take a long time to make. Being cost effective depends what materials you get. If you got PVC, it would be pretty damn expensive because like PVC, this costs 20 bucks. If you get PVC, it costs 60 bucks, and this isn't a whole lot of PVC. So if you were to build a warehouse full of this stuff, it'd be in the thousands and multi-thousands of dollars. So it all depends on your scale relatively. And that's, yeah, scale basically. Yep. Anyone else? No? Okay.
All right, thank you. So at this time, if you like